animation, rockets moving in perpendicular direction using fire simulation. So let's go and open our software, free software, Blender 2.93, and then you'll get something like this. Go and click on general, like that. We are going to leave this default cube so that we are going to use it as the domain. So click on N to see on the dimension, and then S to scale. I'm going to scale it to make it around the size of 16, somewhere there, like that. And then we are going to add on the rockets. So click on mesh, and then here we're going to click on cylinder, like that. So go to edit mode on the cylinder, like that. Go to face select on the top face, as such, and then go back to front orthographic. Click on shift A to add a cone, so that we make a rocket. So GZ to pick it and move it to a place somewhere there, like that. And then go back to, we can also remove this bottom face. So click on this bottom face, like that, and then X to delete. So delete on this bottom face. Go back to front orthographic as such, and then click on N. Go back first to object mode. Click on N to see on the values. We are going to use a dimension of 1 meter on the x-axis, okay, 1 on the y-axis, and here we are only going to use a value of 3 as such. So what we will do now, we are going to add this is going to be our rocket, so let's add the flame. Yes, so go shift A, mesh, add an icosphere, like that. So click on S to scale the icosphere, make it just almost the size of the diameter of the rocket. So go again and go to object, shade smooth, add subdivision surface modifier, like that, and then GZ to grab it and place it somewhere there on the Z axis. Now we are going to duplicate all this. So click on shift and click on this rocket. Now we are going to, let's first add, so add the physics properties. So to that rocket we are going to make it an effector. So click on fluid, and then fluid type, make it an effector, and then allow is planar, like that. Click on this cube also, on this icosphere, make it a fluid, make it a flow, and then on the flow behavior, make it inflow. On the flow type, make it fire and smoke, and then smoke color, just use any color of your choice. Me, I'll use a bluish color, and then make it dark. Okay, allow now initial velocity. We are going to change the values of the initial velocity. So what we'll do now, we are going to duplicate this. So shift D, and then right click R90 as such, and then right click also, and then shift D again, right click R180 as such. Now right click again, no, I'm sorry, not right click. So shift D, click R90, no, R180, another 90. So add another R90. I have an error here, so we are going to see how many cylinders do we have. So we don't need this, so what we'll do, R180 as such, like that. Now let's move this. So GX to move it, place it somewhere there. This one also GX to move it. Okay, I did not move the our flame there, so undo that. So click on that, and then shift click also on that. So GX X, move it now like that, place it somewhere there. We are going to delete this since we don't need much of this, so X, then delete as such. Now we are going to pick this and move it on the Z axis, so GZ, no, not GZ, place it somewhere there. This one, let's move it back a bit, so shift and then click on that, GX. So let's move it to a distance of somewhere there like that. Now what we will do, we are going to add we have added the physics properties. Now on the speed, on the velocity, make this X, make it to negative 150 meters per second, since it's moving to this direction. So to this one, this flow here, okay, go to the velocity, and on the X, make it 150, that is positive. And then to this one on the Z axis, we want to make it negative 150 also as such. Now what we'll do next, since we are now going to add on the keyframes, since we want these rockets to move, so we can make it smaller a bit like that. So shift click on this also, and then we can expand this keyframe to see there. So click on I to add a keyframe there, location, and then we are going to keyframe number 30 like that. I to add another keyframe, and then go to keyframe number 50, GZ, grab it, place it somewhere there, just to make sure the flow is inside the domain. I to add another keyframe there. This one, we are going to click on both this, so that and that, and then go to the first keyframe, I to add a keyframe there, and then go to keyframe number 10 as such, I to add another keyframe there, and then we are going to move it. So we'll go to keyframe number 30, as such. So GX to move it on the X axis, make sure the flow is inside the domain, and then I to add another keyframe. So we are going to this last one, and then shift click, so go to the first keyframe as such. So I to add on the keyframe, so location, go to keyframe number, this one, the last one to this one on the Z axis, was on number 50 like that. So I to add another keyframe, and then go to keyframe number 70, and then GX, grab it and place it somewhere there like that, and then I to add on the keyframe. That is it. Now we can test on this short animation to see if it's working like that, like that, like that. Great. Now what we'll do, we can add on the click on object, we can add on quick effects, so quick smoke, okay, like that. And then what we'll do, this is our domain. Now let's now make our domain. So the solution for me, I'll use only 64. I just use any value from 64 depending on which resolution you want. So 64 on the resolution there, and then allow noise, and then expand on this fire. On the fire, on the flame, flame color, use any color. I'll use an orange like color, and then on the type, make it all, and then allow is resumable, and then here end value, I'm going to use 71, since the last value for the rocket is 70. So here also make sure you change here also, so make it also 71 like that. And then what we'll do next, I think that is okay. what we'll do next is we are going to, we can add on the materials here. So what we'll do, we are going to shade it first. Before shading it, make it okay, it's none there. So let's go and add shading. So click on that shading part like that, and then it is principal volume, so it is okay. What we are just going to add is on the density is 5, so that is okay. So on the black body intensity, I'm going to use a value of 10. Okay, on this black body tint, what I'll do here, I'm going to make it slightly orange, an orange color like so, and then I think we are ready to bake the data. So go back to layout, and then I think all is okay. Maybe before we go back there, we can just add on the material. So this one, new, click on new. I'll use a greenish color. As such, just use any color of your choice. I'm going also to remove on the roughness to 0, and then to this one also I'm going to click it, this rocket here, use a new color. For me, I'll use a purple color, and then okay, I'm sorry for that, a purple color, and then make the light to be as large as that. I'll remove the roughness to make it shiny, and then click on this also. Make a new material. On the base color, let's use a blue color. Use any color, and then roughness, make it to 0 also. I think we are okay now. What we'll do next, I just have to hide this cube, this one here. So I'll just delete it. So X to delete as such. And then what we'll do next is to bake the whole animation now before rendering. So go to physics properties, and then bake all. I'm going to speed up this place, so just it may take some time for you. Just be patient until it's finished. Our animation is now okay. The baking is complete, and yes, I can see, I can just play it and just see if there is any error or if there is anything I need to add. Okay, that is amazing. This is wow. Now what we will do next, we are going to render the animation. Since we are, for me, I'm satisfied, but what you can do, you can still add on this resolution to make it more colorful and make it more nice. So let's go to output settings. I can just leave these values there. So what we can just change is the, okay, click on add on the place you are going to store your animation. For me, I'll use 3D objects, and then accept, and then file format, I'll use FFmpeg video, and then encoding, expand on this encoding, make the container mpeg4, and then render settings. I don't think there's anything I need to change there. So let's go and view using the camera. Okay, before we go to view using the camera, we need to add a plane. So mesh plane, S to scale the plane, make it very big, very large, and then we can just move it a little bit on the z-axis, somewhere there, just below the rockets. And then on the color, I'll just use a white color. That is okay, this white color is okay. And then on the world, just make it slightly white, not bad. Okay, that is wow. Now we can just look at our animation is. I can still add on the light, and then I'll use an area. On the area, GZ to pick it and move it to such a place somewhere there, and then click on light here. Size, I'll use 10 meters, and then power, I'll make it 1500 watts. 1500, and I think I'm done now. Yes, like that. You can just change on the color of the plane according to what you want. Now view using the camera, viewpoint camera, or click on numpad 0. Okay, so I'm sorry, now click on view and allow camera to view, and then we can just zoom this down as that, and then we can rotate that, rotate, and then click on the camera, and then we can rotate also as such, and then you can play the animation while the camera is on and see if the camera covers everything. But what I like to do, I like to make the camera to cover, yeah, the whole animation like that, so that we just see a moving rocket which just moves out of the camera, and we are left with the fire and smoke as that. Now just make what you like using the skill you have learned. Now we can hide on this icosphere. These icospheres, hide on them. There's no need since we have the inflow now. Now we are going now to render the image. You can render the image or you can render the animation. Thank you. Please watch my previous video to learn on fluid simulation, that is liquid, and then I'm going to attach to this tutorial the link to my first video, and then to this one also. Please do subscribe. More and more are coming, and then please comment also on the comment section below what you would like me to design next, and also any question, please leave it there. Bye. Thank you for watching.